This is the Deebot N8 Pro Plus. It is jam-packed, full of features, and even has a self-emptying bin. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the features that this vacuum offers and even put it up against one of its competitors, Roborock. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So ECOVAC reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to check out one of their newest vacuums. This is the Deebot N8 Pro Plus. So full disclosure, they did send this out to me to review. In addition to that, they've got a few other versions of this vacuum. They've got the N8, they have got the N8 Plus, plus meaning that it comes with a self-emptying bin. We have got the N8 Pro. The Pro is gonna come with some extra features. And then we have got the Pro Plus, which is the one that we're gonna be taking a look at in today's video. It's gonna have those extra features and the self-emptying bin. Now, some key features with the vacuum that I'm gonna be testing out is that it does have the self-emptying bin that we talked about. We've got true mapping navigation. It's got a 3200 milliamp battery. And the cool thing is that if the battery does run out, it will return and charge itself up and then continue vacuuming, which is really cool. We've also got carpet detection, so it can detect between hardwood floor, tile, and or carpet, so it knows which to mop and what not to mop. Because yes, this vacuum also does mop, and it comes with disposable mopping pads. In addition to that, we've also got multi-floor mapping and map management, meaning that you can take this vacuum to different floors of your house and only need the one base station, which is really awesome that you don't need a base station for each floor. A couple other key features are going to be customized map function, so you can divide the map into different rooms, set up virtual walls, different things like that. And then we've also got True Detect 3D obstacle detection. Now this thing is an absolute game changer right here. This is going to prevent the vacuum from sucking up things like cords, shoelaces, maybe clothes that you have laying around, maybe kids' toys, that we're gonna be putting to the test later on in this video to see how well that actually works. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. And with that said, let's get started. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the hardware that comes in this box. And the first thing that comes to mind is the auto emptying station. The cool thing about this right here is that this vacuum will automatically empty into this giant base station. So you're not having to worry about the little canister inside of your vacuum filling up. It's automatically going to empty into this base station that has a 2.5 liter dust bag inside of it. And this dust bag can hold up to 30 days of cleaning. So you can go an entire month of running this vacuum every single day before you have to empty out that bag. Now, the cool thing about this bag is that it also has a sliding door on it. So when you're ready to replace the bag, you're going to pull up on this door, which is going to seal the bag before you even lift it out of the container. This is going to keep all of the dust trapped inside and not floating all over the house when you replace these bags. All right, now let's take a look at the vacuum itself. It's got a pretty standard robot vacuum look to it. It's got the bumper on the front and it's got the mapping sensor on the top. What makes this mapping sensor different than anything else out there is that the Deebot has what's called a DTOF, or Direct Time of Flight Navigation technology. This technology boasts features as in 50% increased distance detection. It's also 4 times more accurate in detecting small objects and has a reduced failure rate. In addition to that sensor on top, they also have something called True Detect 3D. And this is going to be additional sensors that are on the front of the vacuum. These sensors can detect objects precisely to the millimeter. And then we've also got an anti-drop feature on the front of this thing. So it will detect when it hits an edge and not fall over stairs or any kind of ledge that it might be on. If we take a look under the lid, we see we have a cleaning tool that is inside the lid, which is nice to always know where it is. It's gonna allow you to clean out the suction and any of the sweepers and rollers underneath the vacuum. And then we've also got the bin inside in case you want to empty it there. Flipping it over to the bottom, we see we have got nice big wheels on this thing. We've also got the suction in the middle. And something that I really like about this vacuum right here is that it's got rotating sweepers on both sides. This is something that we typically don't see in some of the robot vacuums that I've tested out. Typically it's on the one side that's against the wall, which I'm not a big fan of. I really like that it's dual sweepers on both sides. So that way it is going to get dust on the outside and on the inside of this vacuum instead of just going along the wall. Now, in addition to the sweepers, we have also got the bin that holds our water for mopping. This is a 240 milliliter tank that can last for 120 minutes of mopping. It supports 4 levels of water flow for different needs and floor types. So after you do the initial run of your vacuum, it's going to detect everything on the floor. It's going to tell you what's carpet, what's not carpet. And from there, when you want to do mopping, it will mop anywhere that detects not carpet, and anything that detected is a carpet or a rug, it will not mop. This is really nice so you don't have to worry about it getting your rugs or carpet wet. All right, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is multi-floor mapping and map management, because this is probably one of my favorite things about these vacuums. Not only is the vacuum going to tell you what area is carpet, what area is not carpet, but it's going to divide your map up into different rooms. So you can actually do select rooms for vacuuming if you want to do that. You can set up virtual walls if you don't want the vacuum to go in certain areas. And you've also got the option for multi-floor mapping, meaning that you only need the one base station to charge your vacuum, but then you can take that vacuum and move it to different floors. It'll recognize the map that you've already set up in its maps and go ahead and vacuum that floor without needing a base station there. Within the app, you can set up custom schedules and you can set up custom cleaning. Also, you can do it where if you want to, you can bring up the map and just select one room and send the vacuum off to just clean one room. Or maybe you came home and you got a different room dirty, or just whatever it is. You can say, I want it to select, maybe the kitchen and the kids' playroom. I can go ahead and tap on both of those, click start, and it'll just do those rooms. So you don't have to do an entire floor if you don't want to. You can select different rooms, which is just so cool that they built these features into this app. All right, a couple other features that I wanted to touch on again is that this vacuum does have a 32 milliamp battery. It is definitely not one of the biggest ones out there, but it does have a feature that when the battery runs out, it will pause its cleaning, go back to the base station, charge up, and then it'll go out and it'll finish the rest of what it needs to do. So I like that feature right there. To me, I'm okay if the battery is a little bit smaller as long as it does and finishes the whole floor. And then lastly, this vacuum does have a 2600 PA suction level, and surprisingly is quite quiet for that suction level. I've tested other vacuums in the past that I cannot have these things running when I'm busy doing other things or if I'm sleeping at night. I have not had that problem with this one right here. For its suction level, surprisingly quiet, and that's something that I really do appreciate with this vacuum. Okay, so now that we have covered the features and know what this vacuum can do, I wanted to put it up against one of its competitors, something that is around the same price range, and what I found is the Roborock S7. It's pretty much right at the same price range that the Deebot N8 Pro Plus is. All right, now one thing you're gonna notice here, even with the pricing being pretty similar for these vacuums, is that the Roborock does not come with a self-emptying bin. However, you can add a self-emptying bin to this one if you want to, but it is going to be an extra $300. So if we want to really compare apples to apples with this thing and put a self-emptying bin on here, go ahead and add $300 to the Roborock. But we are not going to do that for the sake of this video, because then that pushes the price way past what we're seeing with the Deebot right here. We're just going to be comparing vacuum to vacuum, but just keep in mind with a Roborock, it is not coming with that self-emptying bin. So you are going to have to empty this one a little bit more. Now with that said, I want to compare the differences between these two vacuums right here. We've got mapping technology. Deebot has got the newest true mapping DTOF, like we talked about before, where Roborock still got the older LDS mapping technology. Obstacle avoidance, we've got 3D structure lighting compared to mechanical impact plates. A couple other things to point out is that the Deebot is a little suckier, and in this case, that's a good thing. It does have a smaller battery, so we've got 3200 milliamp compared to Roborock's 5200 milliamp, so that thing is going to run for quite a bit longer. However, it takes quite a long time to charge it up. We've got sweeping and mopping, which they both do. The mopping technology that they use is Osmo for the Deebot and sonic vibration for Roborock. You can get auto emptying bins with both of them. However, in this case, only the Deebot comes with it. Water tank size and dustbin capacity is going to be a little bit better with the Roborock. However, the Deebot does come with the auto emptying station, and Deebot also comes with disposable mopping pads. Okay, now that we have compared these two vacuums together, the biggest thing that I want to find out is how well do both of these vacuums do with obstacle collision and avoiding small things like wires, shoelaces, toys that are left around the house. So let's take a look at that now. All right, so we're starting off with Roborock because I want to see what it can do. Scatter some things around the floor. We see our shoelaces right here, and of course this thing just gets stuck right away and I'm having to pull it out. So pull that thing out. I'm skipping ahead in this video so that way we're not spending too much time on these demos. You can see how much is pushing around the little kid's stuffed toy that is on the floor. Now this cable is going to be interesting right here. It's a pretty stiff cable. It's not as loose as some of the other charging cables I have, but this thing just devours it. Eats it up, pushing it all over the place. And then I've got a tiny little box right here. I wanted to see if it would notice it or not. Okay, jumping over to the Deebot. We take a look with that new mapping technology on the front. It doesn't really even touch the animal in front. It goes around it. It senses it the entire time. I love that it did that and didn't even touch the animal at all. All right, now we're getting to the shoes. Taking a look, I'm wondering if it is going to suck it up. It looks like it did. It caught the shoelace spinning around, but thankfully it actually got out of it. So it looks like it didn't suck it up. It might have got stuck around the brushes. Now it's heading over to the cables. Move the cable a little bit, but other than that, once it kind of picks it up, it goes around it perfectly. Barely even moves it around. Now we're taking a look at the box. Let's see if it bumps the box and pushes that all over the place like the Roborock. And it's not even touching it. It is going around it. Fantastic. Yeah, you can just see right there the difference in these two vacuums. One has that extra sensor and is just fantastic at moving around things, where the Roborock is missing that sensor and kind of just bulldozes its way through everything. Okay, so I know this wasn't the most in-depth of comparisons of these two vacuums, but that wasn't the point of this video. I can make this video 30 minutes and go super in-depth into that, but I don't want to do that. I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of what the Deebot is capable of with those up-to-date, state-of-the-art sensors on it, and what something like Roborock that is about the same price, if not even more, if you add on that auto-emptying bin. So between the state-of-the-art sensors, the vacuuming, the mopping, the auto-emptying bin. We've also got multi-floor mapping. You can move this to different parts of your house, select different rooms. This thing, like I mentioned in the beginning, is just jam-packed with features, and it's at a great price. That is what I love so much about this vacuum right here. You're getting a state-of-the-art vacuum for an affordable price when you compare it to Roborock, when you compare it to iRobot. I mean, you're gonna pay close to $1,000 if you want something from there, and it's not even as good. But let me know your thoughts on this vacuum. Do you have a Roborock, an iRobot? Do you have one of these Deebots? Are you looking to buy something? Do you have something cheaper, maybe like a Wise vacuum for $200 that doesn't have nearly as many features as this thing does? Let me know in the comments below what you have or what you're looking at buying. I would love to know. Also, if you guys want to check this vacuum out, take a look at the description below. I will have links in there for this vacuum. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.